Now don't lie. You saw the thumbnail and you clicked. You were probably even searching YouTube for how to get members on Discord. And I think we all know that's called clickbait. You got clickbaited. But hold on for a second and let me explain myself. I have seen countless videos on YouTube talking about the best ways to get big on Discord. They claim to get you hundreds, even thousands of members every day. Unfortunately though, just watching a YouTube video does not suddenly get you thousands of members. That's not how life or Discord works. If you want a popular and active Discord server, you have to work for it. My biggest server, with over 5,000 members, is nearly over 3 years old. But don't just believe any YouTube video you see that shows you a bunch of numbers. There are almost certainly a number of underlying reasons on how the server they show you got big in the first place. Not just because of the tools that they used. Sure, I use some websites and bots to help grow my server, but that's not the main reason that it has a lot of members. The main reason is because I own a Discord bot called ServerMate, and the 5k server is where people go to get news and support with the bot. If it wasn't for the success of my bot, my server would be practically empty. With that all out of the way, I want to explain how this video is going to go. Now I don't want this video to be another one of those top 5 bots to advertise your server kind of video, because they don't really give you a lot of guidance and just essentially throw a load of names at you for things that you can use. To truly get your server out there, you don't just need to get your server on a bunch of websites and bots. You need to actually understand what people would like from your server. Because if what you're offering in your server is not interesting enough, no matter how much you advertise, you aren't going to see results. So make sure your server's concept is interesting. Distance yourself from others. Tell people what makes your server different. That said though, don't go out of your way to make something entirely new. People like to have a sense of familiarity. If your server's based on a niche, then realise that it will be very difficult at first to get yourself out there. Next up on the list is probably going to be one of the longest bits, making interesting advertising messages, which for this video I'll be calling partner messages. Most server owners try and fail at making their own. Some don't even have one and just post their server invites around, which is bad. And some, on the other hand, have a super long essay-like advert which is just boring to read and instantly makes people scroll past it. Back in 2020, I published an article on Medium called The Key to Partner Messages. It's pretty long, but it has a lot of content in there for you to digest. But for this video, I'm going to break it down into smaller parts and give it to you in a video format. First up, delete your partner message. Just do it please. There's no harm in starting from scratch, and that's what I'm going to do right now. First up, let's have a look at the initial structure of your message, which will be what your partner message is comprised of. Now, I see so many server owners just throw a bunch of text on the screen, with no real thought as to where they should position the text in the message. This is bad, and is one of the first points of failure for any partner message. So let's first off start simple. Make a short, snappy and confident statement about your server. If possible, also try to mention your server name in the first section. One really important thing to do in the very first 2 lines is to capture the person's attention. So use the word you. If you scroll right to the back of the start of this video, you'll notice me in fact doing this exact thing at the beginning. And you're still watching, right? Here are a few examples that I created in my Medium article. Devlin Hub is different from many other servers. Why don't you check us out for yourself? We think that you will be interested in what our server has to offer. Now, I see so many servers claiming to be different, and I hate it when they clearly aren't. So please, if you're claiming that your server has a huge amount to offer than others, please make sure that you can actually back that promise up. Now let's move on to the section where you begin to expand on those few opening lines we've just made. To quote my Medium article and put it quite bluntly, you need to actually explain why the user should remotely care about your server. In order to do this, we need to use a list. But don't make it too long, and at the same time don't make it too short. I would recommend sticking to between 4 to 6 lines, and for each line, think of a cool emoji that relates to each point. Try as much as possible to get a bit more direct address in each point by saying you as much as possible. As a final point here, you will also want to make sure that each line is nice and short, otherwise your message will be too long and boring for other people to read. With that out of the way, here are some nice ideas for your list. Join our server and advertise in our links channel. A safe and involved community. Our server is an interesting place. But don't just copy these points. Think of things that really represent your server. I also see a number of irrelevant parts pop up in some people's lists that I implore you to not use. Our server is starting out small, owned by Inside Dev. Verify yourself in the Verify Me channel, a friendly staff team. These points are so commonly used but are also so mundane to the point it becomes annoying for people looking at your partner message, and you don't want that. For the last part, we need to close off your partner message. You've completed the main bits, but don't just shove some links in. You need to think about what you should say to end everything off. First up, say thank you to the person for reading through your partner message. Consider putting an emoji in somewhere to congratulate them. Here are a few examples. Now you can see if the person is interested enough to join. So, again use that direct address by using the word you a few times. For example, if you like what you see, check us out. We're sure that you'll enjoy our company. And finally, it's time for the links. I know that a lot of people do links different ways. Some people use link trackers, but think about it. Would you like to think that your click is being tracked by someone? Links that go to server listing websites and link shorteners take people to a website before letting the person join your server. This might not be so bad if the person found your server from a website, but if they're in Discord, taking them out of the app to then just put them back into the app again deters people from joining your server. In the end, you lose potential member joins, which is bad. So the best practice is to only use the discord.gg invites. These links are short and work nicely inside of Discord with their own join button in the app. As a quick side note, make sure that you're using the discord.gg invite and not the discordapp.com/invite link. Verbally, that might not sound that different, but let me show you on screen. It's a bit rubbish. So only copy the invite Discord gives you. If you still want to use a different link, I would recommend you check out my article for the best practices when using external links. I personally choose to use external links only on external websites, but I'm not going to get into why I use them in this video. Following the running theme in this video, put an emoji before your link. The link or pointing emoji would probably be the best one to use here, but that's up to you. One final thing I would like to point out is that the number of links you might want to put in your partner message. Now, I know a lot of people like to link to social medias, websites, and many more in their partner messages, but I would urge you not to do this, as it not only clutters up your ad, it's also quite irrelevant. Think about it. If someone has not yet had anything to do with your community, why would they want to connect elsewhere? On the other hand, if you still want to add some extra links, I would recommend you check out the very last part of my article in the description below. And that's your partner message finished with. With all that out of the way, we should look into ways of getting our partner message out there. This section is really up to you. As I said earlier, I know there are so many videos on YouTube talking about the services you can use. So that's not what I'm going to do in this video, because that'll be what's coming in the next video. Instead, I'm going to talk about the kind of things that you can do for yourself on Discord. Now, here is a word you've been hearing a lot in this video: partnerships. Partnerships are one of the most commonly used advertising methods out there. Partnerships are essentially where two server owners advertise in each other's servers. This helps both sides because both servers get to advertise. That said though, a lot of bigger servers require you to mass mention your members with their partner message. In return though, you get advertised in their server without a mention. In these large servers, their partner channels also usually get filled up very quickly, so your partner message also gets hidden very quickly. Because of this, I personally find that partnering with larger servers is a pointless practice, but it's up to you. What would probably be best is looking out for servers of a similar size to your own, as you can then ask the server owner if they wish to do a mention for mention, whereby which both of you must mention your members when posting each other's ads. Now, starting off small, this might not really seem like a lot, but as your server grows, you can scale this up. To use this partnerships method, all you need is a partner channel in your server along with the partner message that you've just made. Then you are all ready. If you want to speed up the partnership process, considering getting some willing staff members to help you out with asking other servers for partnerships. Now, the next method is what I personally like to use, and it's what I call affiliation. It's similar to partnerships, but I've found it to be a lot more effective. Now, this idea of affiliation is what I personally came up with back in 2018. Since then, this trend has rolled out slowly around Discord. It has had a lot of variations, but here is my personal method. Similar to partnerships, affiliates is another advertisement for advertisement kind of thing. Except each affiliate is much more valuable and permanent to you, rather than a one-time post in a channel that quickly gets pushed off screen. In short, you have less affiliates, but are offered more value from each one you have. As well as having an affiliate channel, you will also need a welcomer bot. This is a kind of bot that can send DM messages to people when they join your server. I personally use Dino for this, but there are so many bots out there that can do this that you can look around and find one for yourself. Whenever you get a new affiliate, the requirements are that the affiliate also needs an affiliate channel put right at the top of their channel list, as well as the welcomer bot. These are the exact same requirements I've just talked through for your server. When you affiliate, you can either decide to mention or to not mention in the ad, although I would recommend doing so. As well as this, you should also add the affiliate server's invite link in the bottom of your welcomer bot's DM message, like shown on screen. Now I want to talk about networking, because I know it's been a long-running theme on Discord for a long time. That said though, from what I've seen of it, only large servers seem to be carrying out this practice in order to get smaller servers in on advertising the large server. Personally, I feel this is an awful trade-off, so I wouldn't recommend joining your server with a network. These networks are similar to affiliation, but also have a lot more rules and regulations that you are bound to follow. A lot of these rules dictate how your server should look, the channels, their order, the bots you have in your server, and even sometimes some of the staff members you have. I hope you understand why I don't like networks. And finally, we have the external services. First up are the server listing websites. They are really useful for bringing off-site members into your server. They don't rely on people randomly stumbling on a partner channel and finding your ad. As well as that, if someone is browsing through a list, then they are clearly trying to find a new server to join, meaning that your new members will be more likely to stay around. I will be talking over some of these websites in the next video, but do have a search around online for some good ones, because you shouldn't just rely on the ones that I show you, because you'll only be limiting the potential number of members that will see your server ad. Finally, we'll now get onto the bots. Now there are some really cool advertising bots out there that can really help you out along the way. These advertising bots have a few different subcategories. Now subcategories are like saying what a bot is really good at. The main subcategory is bump bots. These bots advertise your server in loads of other servers in a similar fashion to partnerships. But they don't just advertise in one server each time. They send out your ad to loads of different servers, making your server really get out there. That said though, as the name bump describes, each time you want the bot to do this, you have to enter a command manually. This command has a cooldown that stops you from using it for a while as well. The other subcategory are partner bots. These bots function just like partnerships, which is where one server sends an ad in return for an ad from the other server. This process is often automatic, happening every so often. Although just like a partnership, you can only partner with one server at a time. Now, advertising bots are going to be another topic that I cover in the next video. With that all said and done though, we have come to the end of the video. Please let me know what you think of these longer kind of videos. If you have any ideas or tips, then the comments are down below. With that said, if you're interested in getting some more quick bits of news about Discord, then feel free to subscribe to the channel.